Hey there. This is Vickie Gould. I am the words lady, and today I am super duper excited to be with you for day one of our free 3-day challenge about learning how to create live challenges, which every time I say, I kind of crack myself up because we're doing a challenge about creating challenges, just I don't know. I think it's funny. And it's all about to grow your list and how to convert prospects into clients. Hi, Marcy. Dr. Marcy's in the house. Today, we're going to be talking about how to use challenges to get organic community and list growth and how to pick your topic so that it's something that people actually want to sign up for. Hey, Novelette, good to see you. So, I want to tell you a little bit more about some of the other things we're going to be doing in these 3 days. So today we're going over those two things. In the next couple of days, we're also going to be going over how to order and script your content to teach, inspire, and motivate your audience to take action. We're going to be strategizing your follow-up, your email process, your sequence, all that stuff to increase the percentage of sales that you have after you do your challenges, and then tips on how to share your offer without feeling slimy and pushy and sleazy and all that fun stuff. Now, there is a bonus that you get at the end of our 3 days. It's a PDF with a challenge template and the script, the exact script from my challenge called From Writer's Block to Bestseller. And it's the entire script that I use, even with all the little notes and whatever at it. And that you'll be able to get at the end of our time together. But you have to be officially signed up because it gets sent to your email. There's no link that I'm giving you here or anything. Hey, Tika. So like I said, today we are going to be talking about getting organic community list growth and how to pick that topic that your prospects are going to really want to be a part of. So as you're coming in, say hi. I know a couple people have already said hi. Just let me know where you're coming in from. And also, I'm going to put in the link for the official sign up in case you haven't officially signed up and you're thinking, gosh, I want to have the template and the PDF. So it's bit.ly/challenge about challenges for the free template and PDF script. So I just put that in the comments in case you guys want to go grab that. Just make sure if you're going to go grab it, make sure you're staying with us live, right? So anyways, say hi, let me know that you're here. I love it when people engage and ask questions and things like that. I want to make sure that this is the best thing that you have gotten from me in a while. So if you don't know me yet, I am Vickie Gould, also known as the Words Lady. I am actually a book coach and content marketing strategist. And as a result of working with me, my clients are able to become best-selling authors who share their story more impactfully, share it worldwide, grow their following, and turn readers into clients. I'm always on the lookout for entrepreneurs who want to make a bigger impact, create positive change around the world, share their story and their online content, and ultimately write their ultimate content marketing piece, which is their book. And I have been told that I have a way of breaking things down that look hard into simple and easy to understand steps, things that people might feel are like a bit of a mountain to small little molehill so that it's easy to digest and easy to implement, and that you have simple ways to do things because, I'm all about easy. I don't want to really work that hard on stuff. I tell myself, and I've told my friends before, that I'm lazy, and it's worked to my benefit because that means I try to be as efficient as possible and as straightforward as possible too. These days you can impact and influence so much easier because of the internet and all the different social media platforms we have. I'm sure you've seen videos going viral, virtual unknowns becoming internet famous. And while we're not really talking specifically about that here today, I do want to emphasize that now more than ever, you can be an influencer starting right now. Like, you get to influence with your words, with your story, with who you are. You are the most important component in anything that you put out there. Please remember that. But I'm getting a little ahead of me here. So tell me how all that sounds to you. Do you want to be an influence? Do you want to be known in your niche, in your industry, as like a go-to person that, people just automatically think of you when they think of your topic? Comment below and let me know with a number 1 in the comments if you want to be an influencer in your niche. So let me tell you a little bit about how each day is going to be set up. So first, I'm going to share my tips and secrets from doing challenges over the last 3 years. Then I'm going to give you an assignment, yes, an assignment, so you can anchor in your learning. And I really encourage you to do the assignment because people in action are successful people. Even if they mess up, they learn from it and then they keep going, right? So keep in motion, keep in action, right? Ask your questions along the way. I love it when people have questions and comments. And at the end of each day, I'm going to share an offer that will extend this experience for you because in our short time together, we can't cover everything you need to know about growing your following, creating great content to increase your income in your business. So if it applies to you, that's great. Stick around for it. If it doesn't, no big deal, and we can totally still be friends, okay? And like I said, today we're going to be talking about how to use challenges to get organic community and list growth, and how to pick a topic for your challenge that your prospects want to sign up for. But before we get into that, I want to hear from you. Have you ever considered doing a challenge? Like before this even popped up in your feed, or you got an email from me, or you saw it in another group or something. Did you want to do a challenge, or were you just curious? Have you done them before? How did it turn out? What do you want to learn? How many people would you like to have in your challenges? Tell me all that stuff in the comments. Let me know, all right? Marcy says she wants to be an influencer. Yes. Tika says yes. I love the dancing people. 11111. All right. Thank you. So, I know I just asked you a bunch of questions, but you get the gist. I just want to make sure that I cover what you need because my point here is to just serve you to success. And while you're typing that in, I want to tell you that even though I've been able to help my clients grow their lists and grow their pages and their followings and all that by the thousands, it wasn't always that easy. Growing up Asian meant a high level of perfection. And I do mean perfection. My mother said anything other than number one, she just didn't hear. There was no number in existence except number one. And the number one spot was pretty much the only thing that was acceptable by her. And what that turned into was a lifelong feeling of not enoughness. Can anyone relate to not feeling like they're enough sometimes? Yeah, I remember back when I was in elementary school, I think I must have been like 10. We were driving home from Pittsburgh from a piano competition because, every good Asian also learns a stringed instrument. I had an Asian friend who played the clarinet, and I thought that was kind of odd. We're like piano and violin, like that was mostly what we had in Pittsburgh at least. Anyways, we were coming home from this piano competition from Cincinnati, Ohio to Pittsburgh. And I was already really sullen because I had not even placed in this competition. And I remember my mother turning around from the front seat of her car and she says, "You didn't even have the decency to win enough money to pay for this trip." We didn't have a lot of money to go to things like this. And, on top of the whole perfection thing and wanting to be the best, we just didn't have a lot of money to go to things like this. And it was a waste of time if I just didn't win. The rest of her verbal barrage I barely heard because I had trained myself by then to block her out. It's kind of like the Charlie Brown thing, wah, 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 wah. And as I stared out the window, as the farmland went by and the trees were going by on the highway, I talked to myself, "Vickie, you loser. How could you not win? You're not good enough. You're never going to be good enough. You don't deserve to win anything. What are you thinking? You're never going to amount to anything. You're just never going to measure up." And you see, I didn't need to hear my mother's words. She had already transferred into my head. She had trained me in all those years prior to yell at myself, right? Who has ever allowed that to happen in their life? Yeah? Comment below, let me know who yells at themselves or has other people yelling at them in their heads. Like, you just bring them along. It just happens, right? And as an adult, those words followed me. They transferred to the things I did in business. And it wasn't until I realized that if I didn't think I was good enough, even if I was, no one else was going to treat me like I was worthy either. And now I will say that the one thing that came about that was good was that all of that helped me to strive for excellence. And there's a certain level of excellence that I do enjoy and expect and do in my business. And what it didn't help me with was that perfectionism and the self-talk in my head. I used to think that it was good for me, like to self-manage myself in this way, like that I didn't need somebody else, but it was really disruptive and destructive. in the way that I was talking to myself. I was so mean to myself. And here's what I want to tell you. If you've ever been afraid that what you're putting out in the world for your business isn't good enough, or that you yourself need to do more or be more or achieve more or change something about yourself first, etc., right? It couldn't be further from the truth, because I want you to hear this. You don't need to prove anything to anyone before you do anything or make your big impact and be that influencer. Please know that wherever you are in your journey, you are enough right now for the person who is steps behind you. And they may only be one step behind you, but you know more and you can help them still, right? You don't need any more. You don't need to go out and get, we are talking about followers, but you don't need more followers in order to do things, right? To guide them, to help them make an impact in the world starting today, right? You are enough right now as you are. So comment the word enough if you are with me. And then we're going to get into the stuff. I want to check on what people are commenting. So let's see. Marcy said, had not occurred to her to do a challenge, but have done lots of other things, just never a challenge. Awesome. So this will be good. You'll be doing something new. I love it. Tika says, I want to do the challenge, want to travel around the world to encourage and inspire. Awesome. Novelette says, one, yay. First time participating in a challenge. Really, Novelette? That's awesome. I'm glad that you're in this for the first time. It's kind of funny, right? The challenge about challenges. I know, I cracked myself up. Marcy says, thanks for sharing your story. Yes, well, I didn't play an instrument. I felt like I am not enough. Yeah, we all kind of do. Voices are not really yellers, but certainly know how to hurt my feelings. Marcy says enough. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so let's get into this. How to use challenges to get organic community and list growth, right? Let's talk a little bit about the why behind doing a challenge, right? Because you got to know why you want to do it. And here's the thing too. There are so many different ways to grow your business and grow your followings that if it's not something that you love, find something that you do or that you can enjoy or that you're going to grow to love, because otherwise you're just not going to be motivated. You're not going to want to do it, right? So let me know how many people you would love to get into your challenges as a start, like each time to grow your list. So for one, we know that doing live video is king and queen right now. People want to watch engaging content. They're looking to learn. Like if you think of YouTube, all those videos are how-tos and inspiration and things for people to learn. People are looking to learn, right? Number two, people who sign up for challenges are a bit more committed than people who opt for a free template or PDF, because they're committing more time. They're committing to a specific time with you too, or watching a replay, right? That's all a lot of time. And that shows more interest in your topic, which means that it's a bigger pain point for them. And also this is a more serious prospect that you can turn into a client, right? And third, it gives people an experience of you before they buy, because people buy experiences these days, right? You might think that you're buying how to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days, but really they're not, because there are so many different choices and so many people they could get this from. They're not buying that. They're buying the experience of doing that with you, right? That's what they're doing. It's an experience. Challenges are a way of serving and giving, right? It creates goodwill. You know, it's like kind of gives warm fuzzies that people will feel about you when it's, something that you're just truly giving from the heart. It's not a ploy. It's not a scheme. It's just something that you're giving out of the goodness of your heart because you want to help people. They feel good about it too, right? And people love a happy giver when you're happy about giving to people. Novelette says, I'm on the road driving out of charge. Will watch replay. All right, be safe, Novelette. Hey, Kathy, it's so good to see you. So Marcy wants to get 1,000 people in. All right, well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So when I first started out, I was involved in a lot of groups. And one of the ways that you get people to sign up organically, and if you don't know what organically means, that means free without paid ads, right? The way that you get people to sign up organically is pretty simple. You get involved with other people. You get involved with groups, right? And probably at the time that I started out, because I didn't have a huge budget for ads. In fact, I had no budget for ads. I was in probably 15 to 20 groups. And now I'm not anymore, but when I started out, that's what I did. I was in groups all the time. At that time, I had more time than I had money. So I was able to spend time because I didn't have the money, if you get what I mean, right? So I was active in those groups. So find groups that complement what you do and have activity and not just sales posts, you know what I mean? Because there are some groups with like really, really big numbers, but every post is, you know, buy my leggings, or here's the jewelry, or here's your lose weight pill, or something like that, right? You don't want those. You want something that is similar to what you do, that is a compliment, that has people in there who are actually engaging and asking questions and stuff, right? Be helpful to those people. Be helpful on the days that you're not promoting, and know the promotion rules. For example, in my group, promotion day is Friday, and you're supposed to keep it in a particular thread. Unless it's a book launch, then you can post on any day about it. The quickest way is to just, you know, get the admin mad at you and then get kicked out. One of the things that I do when I first join groups is to shout out to the admin, and you can find that in the group, in the members. You can see who the admin are. You can see who approved you joining the group. You could shout out to that person too, do a little introduction, and then from there, start engaging with other people. And yes, it does take time, but it doesn't take as much time as you think that it might take. If you set your timer for about 15 minutes every day, you can get into a lot of groups. Go through the first few posts in there, see if there's somebody that you can help, post something of your own. And then when promotion days come, those other people who you've helped start getting curious about you. In fact, I'm in a group right now that's leading up to an event. And I've been posting about that event because I've been there before, and sharing what it's going to be like, what you should prepare, and things like that. I'm really not talking anything about me. Nothing about me. And I already have 3 people who have reached out and said, you know what, you've been so helpful. I realize I see what you do now, and I really need to talk to you about writing a book. So you see how that works? So make sure they're active, because the more helpful that you are, the more curious people are going to be about what you do and start poking around, go to your timeline, right? So when I posted on promotion day, it didn't feel spammy, right? Because I had already posted a bunch of other things. So my post about my challenge or freebie or anything else that I was offering, I was able to get people in because they already kind of knew me and sort of trusted me and were interested. It does take a little time. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but it does take commitment. I had a spreadsheet, had a whole spreadsheet about which days and what I could post on certain days, and which ones I could post a free offer, which ones I could post a paid offer. Like, you do have to get organized about it if you're going to be in that many groups. If you're just going to be in a few, no big deal. You could probably keep most of that in your head, right? And I started to promote my challenges about 3 weeks out. Any more than that, people start to forget. And each time I posted, because I had so many groups and stuff, I would probably get, 3 to 10 signups every time I posted. And this is how I grew my list when I didn't have a budget and I had to do it organically. Novelette says, I'm going to be a published author, building my following, be a big game changer, good for humanity. Definitely, 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 Novelette. I'm so excited for you. You can also post to your Instagram stories and IGTV. Those are getting high views right now and working for a lot of people. Instagram isn't my main platform, I should say. Facebook is. So most of my experience is with Facebook. Now, if you have a circle of friends who are willing to email to their list for you, like each other, you just kind of swap. You can also ask people to email for you. Just remember that you have to reciprocate. Don't just ask people and then when they want you to mail for them, that you don't do it. So if you don't want to mail their stuff, don't ask them, right? And then you'll also want to give an extra incentive to sign up, even if they're already on your list. Like, for example, I mentioned that I'm giving a template and a script with this challenge, and that you'll only get it if you're officially signed up via email. So, I did put in the link, and if somebody wants to type that in again, they can. For me, that would be great. bit.ly/challenge, about challenges all smushed together. So you can get the template and script after our 3 days is done. So that incentive right there says to people, okay, I have to give her my email, right, in exchange for this template and script. But most people are going to want that, so they won't mind exchanging their email, right? Because this isn't an email exchange. People know what they're going to get when they give you your email. So you have to make sure that whatever you're offering is something that they really want. So that kind of leads into picking a topic for your challenge that your prospects want to sign up for. Now, let's talk a little bit about length because it matters for your topic. I personally like to choose 3 days. I had started out with 5 days, but what I noticed was that by that third, fourth, like people are really trailing off by that time. And if they don't finish the challenge, they don't get all the information, and then they don't really get everything that they need to implement, right? So it's best if they finish, because then we can actually go and do something with that information. We want people to do something with that information, because when they get results, then they're more interested in you, right? So they're getting results before they actually sign up for something. You get what I'm saying? So if you can deliver results without them having to pay, they're kind of like, oh my gosh, I wonder what our paid stuff is like if I'm already getting results with this. Get what I mean? You understand what I'm throwing down here, right? Now, I admit I'm a fire hoser. I'm an information junkie, and I love to learn. I love to overdo it. I love when I'm fire hosed. But I know that most people are not like me, and they do not like to be fire hosed. But who are my fire hosers out there? Type in fire or send me a fire emoji. Let me know if you tend to kind of what we say. When I used to be a salesperson, a stockbroker, we would call that puking on their shoes, where it's just like, ugh, and just tell them all this information. They just gotta want to run away. Kind of a fire hoser, right? Let me check on these comments. Marcy says, question about groups. How do you make sure it's kosher that you are there? For example, I work with families, have been parts of parenting groups, but I'm not a parent, and it always felt like I was not supposed to be there, even if I was adding value. I'm wondering, Marcy, if that is something that bothers you more than them. Like, I would assume that most of those people would be happy to have some sort of expert like you in there. But if you feel like it's a little like out of place for you, maybe find places that are more complimentary. I personally would love that. Is it just you, or did somebody say something? Thanks for typing in the bit.ly. Thank you. Marcy, you're a fire host too. Oh, goodness. So here's the thing that you have to be really clear about. What's the outcome of someone attending your challenge, right? It's just like when people ask me how long their program should be or their one-on-one coaching package, like should, like the whole should thing. There's no should in coaching, no should in your business. You get to do it however you want. I know a lot of people have 6, 8, 12-week packages, but the real question is, how long will it take to deliver the outcome that you're promising? Whether it's a free thing like the challenge or your program, that's how you figure out how long it needs to be, right? Or your challenge, right? I'm sure you've seen 21-day challenges and 30-day challenges and even 40-day challenges and stuff like that, right? Do what's best for your clients' results. Make sense? Yeah, comment, let me know if I am making sense, right? That said, I love 3-day challenges. And if your topic can't be covered in 3 days, then you might need to split it, or it may be appropriate to have it longer. Or, what I did at first was I basically tried to teach the content from a 3-day challenge and every day of the 5-day challenge. So it was like 15 3-day challenge, not 15, it was like 15 days, if you want to call it that, because each day that I did of the 5-day challenge was like a day out of the 3-day challenge. Does that make sense? Okay, so it was like 15 days smashed into once, and then people are like, ah! So who here checks out if they feel overwhelmed, right? A lot of us do. So don't do that to your people. Like, I can handle a lot of stuff because I love being fire hosed. And I think that's where it was difficult for me to realize where I needed to stop, right? People can't usually handle more than a couple points a day. So you want to spread those things out. The other thing is the length of each day. For me, the first day is always a little bit longer because I share a little bit more of a story in the beginning, and I lay out the challenge, and I do a couple other things. People's attention spans these days have gotten shorter and shorter. And I think as well, when people look at replays, they go, oh, that's too long. I don't want to do that. I mean, just, raise your hand, right? when I see stuff that people have posted online and it's more than 20 minutes, I'm like, you know, if it's 3 to 6 minutes, I'm still kind of like, oh, that's actually pretty good. I could do that. And if I'm on YouTube, I speed them up to 2 times the speed so that I can watch 10-minute in 5 minutes. Because I just don't have time, and your people don't have time either, as much as we adore you. And you might adore me, I'm sure you don't want to listen to me for that long, right? So I try to stick to around 30 minutes, definitely no longer than an hour, though I have known to be one that has gone over. If you go short, people who are late to the party don't have time to jump in. So if you do challenges and you think, oh, I'm just going to do them for 10 minutes or so, it is difficult sometimes for people to hop on if they don't have enough time to like see the email reminder, or they go, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock, you know, I missed already 5 minutes, right? So make sure you have it long enough, but not too long, and you know, there's just that sweet spot, which I think is around 30 minutes. Okay, so now about the topic. One of the easiest ways to figure out your topic is to just plain ask. Oh, but qualify who you're asking. You know, as they say in the tech world, because I used to be in computers, garbage in, garbage out, which means if you, like Marcy, are somebody who is wanting the opinion of teachers or parents, don't ask single people unless they're an expert like you, Marcy. So you understand what I'm saying, right? You're gonna get only a good as answer as you ask the question. Make sure you're talking to the right people. Qualify it. Say, I'm looking for entrepreneurs who have been in business for less than 2 years, who are still struggling with blah, blah, blah. What is your top struggle? What would you love to see in a challenge? Where could I help you improve blank, right? So you want to make sure that the person that you are targeting is the person answering the question, okay? And another way to look at challenges and the topics is to think about whatever process you have, or you know, the type of coaching that you do, the topics that you have there, what can you give out that is only so deep? So like, let's say your paid program, you're going to go, I don't know, 10 levels deep, but in a challenge, you might only go 1 or 2 levels deep. You get what I'm saying? Or do you have a 7-step process or a 10-step process that you might be able to share step 1 really, really intensely? Or maybe for 3 days you share step 1, step 2, step 3, but you don't go that deep, right? So what can you share that is going to be impactful to somebody? Give them results in advance to have them be like, oh my gosh, wow, this is so amazing. I can't believe she just gave me this for free, or he gave me this for free. I can only imagine what it would be like to actually coach with them one-on-one or get in their program, right? You know, like for an example, even with this challenge, you know, total transparency with this challenge, it leads up to something, right? So, the purpose of my doing this challenge is to find people who want to grow their following, who want to learn more about creating good content, so that they might be interested in a program of mine called Words That Attract and Sell. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Or they might be so inclined to want to create that ultimate content marketing piece, which is their book. Get what I mean? So this is a lead up. Everything has to have an outcome that you're aiming towards. You can just like reverse engineer. What is it that you want somebody to purchase from you? So I want you guys to go and invest in Words That Attract and Sell, right? So if I want you to do that, what could I offer you prior to that? What might you need before you need me? Does that make sense? So there are different ways that you can figure out this topic. We've talked about just plain asking, but ask the right people, figuring out what your process is and sharing some of that process, all of it at a high level, or, you know, a certain level deep, right? Deep and wide, deep and wide. Or what do people need before they need you? So those are the 3 ways that you figure out what your topic, right? Marcy says, yes, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay, so here's your assignment for today. Yeah, raise your hand if you're down for an assignment, because yes, I do give out assignments. It's part of the challenge. So what I want you to do is post in the group, number 1, your top idea, or even your top 3 ideas if you have them, you know, your top ideas for doing your next or first challenge. And number 2, why it would attract your ideal client. And that will have to do with what you want them to take action on. Okay, so if somebody can type that into the comments for me, I would love, 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 love it, please. The assignment, 1, your top idea or your top 3 even. And number 2, why it would attract your ideal client, why you believe it would attract your ideal client, okay? And tomorrow we are going to be talking about how to order and script the content to teach, inspire, and motivate your audience to take action, and how to strategize your follow-up email process to increase your percentage of sales, right? Now, if you've officially signed up at bit.ly/challenge about challenges, you're already going to be getting that template, right? So make sure you get that. If you also want to get the email swipe file for the signups, so there's a sequence that I have for people who sign up, right? And a sequence after the challenge is over. If you want both those sequences, they're kind of all together, they kind of string all together. But if you want all those sequences, then I invite you to take a look at my latest, newest program, which I was talking about earlier, that is called Words That Attract and Sell. Okay, it is one of those programs that I put together because I knew that I had gone through a lot of trial and error, and these are all the techniques and strategies that worked for me that helped me get to my 6-figure journey, right? And it's all put together because I really wish somebody would have shown me how to do this and piece it together in the way that made it really easy for me to use all the stuff. So it's over 12 hours of strategies and techniques, everything to boost your reach and increase your engagement, time-saving tricks to produce consistent and powerful video and copy. It's everything all in one place. And that if that is something that you think is going to be helpful to you, then I would love, love, love for you to go and check that out. I can put the link in the comments, and like I said earlier, you know, if this is not something for you, then that's fine as well. Inside there's effortless engagement, getting clear on what you have to say, never-ending content, your content calendar, using your story, how to create your story, creating binge-worthy content, how to create sales pages that sell, creating your fun, fast freebie, creating automation funnels, creating online challenges, because this piece that we're talking about in the next 3 days is actually a piece that's going in there. It's going to be part of a paid course, which means this is coming down by Sunday. So replays will be gone by Sunday, and then you'll only be able to get it in this course, Words That Attract and Sell. And then I share automation tools and stuff about social media and video. So let me throw that link in the comments so that you guys can go check that out if you want. Hey Maria, didn't notice that you just joined. Hey Lori, good to see you too. Okay, so thank you Dr. Marcy for putting in the homework for today. Top idea for your challenge and why it would attract your ideal client. Thank you. You know, early on in my business, I realized how important great content was to attract my ideal client. Doing challenges like this helped me to grow my following, but it's not just about that, right? It's about getting more bold, growing your confidence, and being more disruptive in your message. And I don't mean mean, I don't mean in your face or anything like that, but bold truth telling. That has gotten me the most engagement. It has gotten me the most response and gotten me the most signups, is being bold. And sometimes we think that we don't have important things to say, or that people don't want to hear from us, or that someone else is already doing it. Maybe they're doing it better than we are, you know, that whole enough thing, right? And I'm here to tell you that, you know, you matter, your message matters, that no one can do it your way with your voice, your story, your experiences, and you need to be heard. You're the only one who can muster up that courage to put yourself out there, and no one else can do that for you. So I challenge you to set aside those fears of what if it's not good enough, and what if I don't make sense, and what if no one wants to hear from me. For that person, that what if you get out there and you change the world with that one person at a time, right? Because if you know the starfish story, if you know me, you know I love the starfish story, you know that it matters to that one person. And if you need help, don't be embarrassed or shy to say you don't know how. Just get the help that you need. And if it's Words That Attract and Sell, the course that I just shared, I'm super happy, and I'm happy that we crossed paths. It's not no big deal, like I said. If you've ever been on my other live streams or challenges, you know how I love to share the starfish story. So I want to share that with you as we close, and it kind of goes like this. I tell a little differently every single time, but Here's the deal. There's a little boy on a beach, and all these starfish have washed up on the beach, and he's bending down, picking up the starfish and throwing it back into the ocean, and there's all these starfish all over. And every morning, there's an elderly gentleman, and he walks the beach, and he's on the other side, and he sees this little boy like way off in the distance. He's kind of wondering, what the heck is this kid doing? And as he gets closer, he sees the little boy is bending down and throwing these starfish back into the ocean, right? He's just one by one, but there are thousands upon thousands of them. So he says to the little boy, what are you doing? And the little boy says, when the sun gets hot and it's up high noon, you know, it's going to be so hot that these starfish are going to die. So I need to save them. And as he's talking, he's still bending down and throwing them into the ocean. And the elderly man says, I don't understand. Like, there are thousands upon thousands of starfish that have washed up. There's no way that you could make a difference because you can't save them all. And the little boy says, well, you know what? And he bends down and throws the starfish back in. And he says, you know what? It mattered to that one. And here's the thing. When you put out your content, whether it's challenges, whether it's your book, whether it's your story, whether, you know, whatever it is, it matters to that one. I truly don't believe that people cross paths by accident. We all come and go in each other's lives for a reason. Some people stay longer than others, right? But you didn't happen across my challenge just because it was some fluke. You didn't happen across me because it was some fluke. Our paths have crossed for a reason. Just like that little boy was there to help the starfish. And there's starfish out there that are waiting for you to muster up the courage to really get out there and be bold, tell the truth, and to help them, whichever way that you were put on this earth to help them. Right? So don't forget about your assignments, about today, about figuring out your topic and why that topic would be good. Dr. Marcy did put that up. Hey, Michael, we're just ending. Lori says loves that story. Marcy says, what is a starfish story? Well, I hope you know Marcy now, and I hope you love it just as much as I do. I tell it a lot. If you scroll up a little bit, you'll see that Marcy has put in the homework, one top idea for your challenge and why it would attract your ideal client. Make sure you go and post that in this group, in the Write Your Biz Book group. All right. And like I said, day 2 tomorrow, we're going to be ordering, scripting your content, and we're going to strategize your follow-up and email process. And we will be here at the same time at 1 o'clock in this group, same bat place, same bat time. I'd love if you are watching this replay. I should have mentioned it earlier. If you're watching as a replay watcher, put in your questions. I will come back and answer them. I'm happy to do that. And it was a joy to be with you today. I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye.